Me.
I'm not heavy breathing. Are you heavy breathing?
You breathe heavy no matter what you do.
There's no heavy breathing.
I was thinking.
Well, yours is really far away now. You overdid it. You overcompensated for the heavy breathing. Bring it back in. Let's get this shit started.
This is the Okayest Hunter podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag, you hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Okayest Hunter podcast. Coming at you from the Okayest Hunter podcast studio, where we don't know what the hell we're talking about. We don't know what's up or down, left or right, north, east, west, or south. I don't know what's going on.
What's over there?
If you wouldn't have crawled into that bottle of scotch so early, you would know what's up or down, left or right, north or south.
Well, maybe that bottle of scotch was asking to be crawled into.
It did. It was saying, Eric, get over here. And I was like, okay.
Hey.
Well,
You say so.
after Sunday night's hunt, maybe that's what you wanted to do. I don't know.
Pretty much. You got some Scotch ales, fellas. Well, what do you drink? You're
No,
doing
not
Scotch ale?
Scotch ale. We're running some of the local water here. Little Hubbleton Brewing Kleinstad Kolsch. It's
Very
delicious.
nice.
Yeah, the
Very
Kolsch
Nice
is
and
good.
light. It's delicious.
Their Scotch ale is about the best beer I've
Tell
had
me
in
about it.
about a year. I
Yeah.
drank that whole. Well, I didn't drink the whole thing, but I brought it to a little bonfire get together for homecoming. Our neighbors are, they do it every year. They have like a little
Yep.
bonfire in the driveway. And I brought it over there. And it was gone, quick. It's by far my
damn
favorite
good.
beer.
Is that what you gave me a
That's what I
taste
fed
of
you the
after
other
your
night.
dough?
Yeah. By
That
a
was
taste, it was a full 12-ounce glass. I mean, the poor man was thirsty after helping me drag that dough
I
out.
needed something to quench
Yep.
thirst.
It's very good beer. And fun fact for those that haven't been paying attention, if you're not on your email blast, go sign up for that because you'll hear more stuff that's going on. But we're putting on an archery event in the end of August of 2022 at Hubbleton Brewing.
Heck
Yep.
yeah.
So Greg is in charge of
No pressure.
making the course.
Zero pressure.
I'm in
already
charge of getting people
apologize
to show
up
up.
front if it sucks.
If
So
you're looking for those creative shots, those weird ones,
You and me might be putting
I'm your
heads
guy.
together on that because we're limited in space. So there's going to be some creativity involved, but we got to be careful with that too. So
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah, he'll show you the map. But shout out to Backwoods Grind for keeping me going all day. If you want some discount on some good coffee, I recommend it. Backwoodsgrind.com. OHP for 10% off. Spartan Forge, we don't got a discount code for the. Well, my bad, wrong one. Drop Time Spirits. My eyes jumped. We don't have a discount code for Drop Time Spirits because it's alcohol and sales are online.
but
But
get some.
yeah, we're not drinking that tonight though. Actually, we're drinking the. I can't pronounce this. Correct? Can you pronounce
It's a
it?
Shentashan.
Shentashan. That's like German or something.
Yeah, darling.
Okay.
It's not.
It's very good. It's my favorite Scotch by far. It's very good. We're not sponsored by them, but Drop Time Spirits, by the way, they're going to be at there's a trade show in Wisconsin, March 25th through the 27th. How's it called? They changed the name of it.
It's the Deer and Turkey Expo, right?
It's the old Deer and Turkey Expo that was in Madison. Now it's
So it's
the
Outdoor
Open
Life.
Season Sportsman's Expo, and now it's at the Kalahari in Wisconsin Dells.
Wow, just like that, it changed.
And
You're not running to Madison anymore.
we're going to
We're
be,
going to Dells.
we have a booth there as of today, officially reserved the spot. So
Ooh, nice.
we're going to be podcasting and
Coming in
selling
hot.
merch.
Yeah.
So those are some announcements. And then, yeah, Spartan Forge is our presenting sponsor. They help build the studio. I don't know if people know that, but they're some of our favorite people, and their product is freaking incredible. If you're not using the Spartan Forge app, you're missing. You're genuinely missing out. I'm not going to talk trash about any other apps, but like HuntWise has a Hunt Forecast, HuntCast. Onyx doesn't have shit like that.
Nope.
But Dreary has DrearyCast, Deercast.
Deercast. I was looking into that today.
I know that the HuntWise one uses Jeff Sturgis's kind of model. I'm assuming the Drurys have lots of data, but Spartan Forge's data is pure.
Yeah, and it's based
It's a
off of
pure data set.
studies, like thousands and thousands of studies.
True
collared-
data points
yeah,
and collared
collared
deer. No one else has that. They might
think
have some
the-
experts or some good data from people getting it done. That's not the same thing.
No, the Drury one that I looked
Empirical
into
is the word I
today,
was looking for. Empirical data.
The Drury is 100% weather based,
Yep.
and barometric pressure and the 13 things that they have said, which I'm sure is excellent.
Right.
But what
Spartan Forge has that
what
too.
Spartan Forge is doing on top of that with
Yeah.
the data is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not like anything else you're going to find out there. So I think the other apps have their place and they're fine. Spartan Forge is gaining some ground on all of them right now. And so if you want to save 25% off, you can use code OHP. And if you have questions for the pro staff, tell them Eric sent you because I'll hear about it and it'll be funny.
You can do it.
Like this idiot sent me over here. So that's it. That's what we got for the call outs. I'm not missing anything, right?
No, I think you covered it all.
All right. We do the Go Wild one post. So we're all on Go Wild. Are you on Go Wild? No, not yet. You're going to be
but
now.
I haven't posted.
Okay.
I haven't done anything on it.
All
I'm
right.
on it, but I'm not.
We got a guest with us.
Yeah. Who do we have?
Oh shit, Jesse, I can't say your last name. Bernard.
Bernhardt. Yeah. Bernhardt.
Bernhardt. Classic. Mixing up the last name. This is the world's okayest bow hunter.
Hey, I don't. Hey, I had that. I've had that name for about 2 years. Come on, give me a break. That's all right.
Great. I'm so happy that you're actually.
Hey, you want to know my last? You want to know my last name was on Instagram?
Oh God, I don't know.
It was the_hip hopopotamus. I don't know why.
That's a Flight of the Conchords reference.
Hip hopopotamus.
Yeah, no, hey, you got it. You got it.
I was thinking Big
I
Daddy.
don't know. I switched it like 2.5 years ago, just because it was time for a change. You know, try to be a little bit more professional.
That's what you went with. That's great. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Tell us about yourself, Jesse. You hail from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I love the irony of the okayestness, and you got giant freaking deer. You circulated social media not that long ago with your triple mount bourbon barrel freaking taxidermy shenanigans you got going on there. It looks freaking incredible. Like,
Thank you.
down for us, man. Tell us where you're from in Wisconsin and what the hell you're doing these days.
Oh, so I'm from Janesville, Wisconsin. I was born and raised there. Went to college in Western Illinois. And then I worked at Great Lakes Naval. I was a contractor at Great Lakes Naval Base for the last 5 years. So I resided in Kenosha, just above the state line. And but where I primarily do my deer hunting is Monroe County. So like that driftless area, kind of by the Mississippi, where stuff gets a little hillier, and I love it. You know, that's like it's a perfect environment to for quality deer management. And I'm very lucky that I have the parents I do and the family I have, because my dad's whole side of the family's from Monroe County, and it's just been unbelievable deer hunting up there for sure.
That's cool. Are you public land out there or what?
So I hunt public in Kenosha. So Kenosha County, like go 5 days a week to Kenosha County. And I used to hunt the sand dunes. So I hunted about a quarter mile off of Lake Michigan, and it was different. You know, it's archery only out there, and it was pretty good hunting at times, and then at other times it fucking sucked, you know.
A little bit different
but
than
we got 50 acres up in our 50 acres up in Monroe County of private that we hunt.
That's cool. That's not easy, man. And we've talked about this, the duality. There's like some weird, oh, you're on private land, or oh, you're on public land. You know what? They each got their challenges, and if you put them on a scale, they're gonna balance out pretty evenly.
110%. I mean, all my big deer that I've been able to harvest they've been all private land for the most part. But it's like you said, if you do it right, I'm not saying play by the rules, but like you do the whole quality deer management thing year after year after year, and you have neighbors that kind of invest in that as well. It's fun for everybody, you know. And that's what we were able to do for the most part. We purchased it back in 2013, and we had some pretty rough years, you know, because you just try to figure out the lay of the land and how everything works. And
out of the gate, you're like, oh yeah, we finally got private land. This is gonna be great. And you're like, the fuck's going on around here?
Yeah.
We spent all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
money.
no, it's rough because we just couldn't figure stuff out. Like you try stuff like you should,
Right.
and then we finally got the food plots going and practicing the quality deer management kind of stuff, and it's really kind of come together since about 2016, 2017. We've been able to be very successful. I mean, at least somebody in the family is going to get something. And like I said, um, it a lot of times it's not going to be a giant, but it's what we go for. And I give all the credit to my old man because he just retired about 5 months ago, and that's like his passion, and that's the reason why it's kind of my passion now too, because I like spending as much time with him as possible, and he's a full gun ho on his on our property up there. So all credit to him.
That's cool. That's cool, man. And you're now in Texas. So are you doing anything? Are you dabbling down there now that you're, how long have you been there for?
So I've been here for almost 4 months now, about 4 months, and it's different down here. So I took a contracting job with military contracting job with the Air Force down here in San Antonio, and this is like the first time I'm ever like living in a real city, so it's kind of fucking weird, but it's all right. I mean, I'm used to it now. But a lot of the property down here is private, and it's there's a lot of leases. So like there's like five to
Sorry about
there's like 5 to 8 people on leases, and once you get a lease and you pay your dues, and basically you get your number of how many deer you can take on a certain area and stuff, and it's just been hard to kind of budge my way in. I was able to I didn't post anything about it. I was able to take 300-inch elk a couple weeks ago
that. Oh, well,
um,
freaking A,
on
man.
on a private ranch. But it was kind of it was cool to an extent. So it was for a veteran organization where all the elk meat got donated. So we donated about 210 pounds of elk, and I got to keep the skull cap, which is pretty cool. This is kind of like a private ranch hunting experience.
There's a lot of those down there. There's so much land down there. I don't know where our buddy Ward is down there, but he's in Texas. The guy that runs Musket Powder. You ever see him around on social media?
I haven't. No.
He is a character. He owns a lot of guns, and he's got lots of hogs to shoot. So that might be a fun intro, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where in Texas he is, but it's a big state.
The one thing I have got lined up for this winter, like February time, is some hog management with some people I know. Like even people with leases are like, "Come on over," after deer season.
That's pretty
Yeah, and that's cool. Like I've never hog hunted before, and it's basically like use any tactics you want to use. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
That'd be great. Use it as a test lab, like the Ranch Fairy. I mean, you can
go. Oh, that guy's awesome. He's like, talk about a character. Oh God, that guy's great.
Stuff makes sense,
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it's funny. He's like a mad scientist. That guy is definitely a mad scientist, but he's so smart about just like the simplest kind of things,
right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, you'll be able to go out and test a bunch of your archery equipment, and maybe you get into a different set of heads or something different. Arrow setup, and
I never even thought about that kind of stuff. Like I'm a big THP fan, like most people, and actually that's kind of what got me into public land hunting in Kenosha. And I mean I shot 2 bucks in Kenosha, and like 110, 115-inch like 8-pointers, and I got I got 1 doe. It was actually harder to get does than it was bucks over there for sure. But yeah, Ranch Fairy, and like the way he sets stuff up and the way he just goes about describing on what you need for like heavy setups is pretty intense. But hey, all the facts kind of like point in the direction of what he's
It's
tossing.
logical. It all adds up. It's just
It's crazy.
I was like getting all into it within the last year, and then I just didn't want to pull the trigger on really expensive broadheads. But I did invest in the Vector custom shop stuff to
Okay.
increase the weight of my FOC and my arrow and blah blah blah. And then this last like preseason, I'm sitting on the couch watching the THP with the Ranch Fairy. And I'm like, fuck this. I pulled out my phone. I bought it right then and there. I texted her. I'm like, I just bought Iron Wills, man. He's like, you did it.
I might there might have been a little bit of a push there.
It's like, but that's what had happened. I was
a little
like,
bit of discount.
I literally was watching the video and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's over. They're talking about like the microscopic impact of like the way you're slicing veins inside of the like. I was like, this is fucked up, man. I have to do this. Excuse my language.
Crazy.
I know my dad hates when I swear on the show. Sorry, Dad. But
Yeah,
Like,
I think like 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, I actually accidentally bought 150 grain long crossbow schwackers, like the 3-inch expandable ones, and I shot those on my compound, and nothing fancy about them, but within 25 yards, they do some damage, man. Like that's like my go-to broadhead the last, like I said, 2-3 years. I've been shooting schwackers, and I mean, like any other hunter, you practice, and I've like if you're patient, you should only have a 25-ish yard shot or inside. And like I said, I've been lucky enough to the last like all those big bucks I've shot the last couple of years. Like just how I imagined it in my head, like just the lane that they walk and where they stop, and my shot's been heart lung shot every time, and it's just if you put in the reps and you do all the stuff right and you're confident in your skills, and then stuff's gonna work out for you. And it also helps that both those archery bucks and the gun buck I got last year, they kind of seriously, from the time I saw them to the time I shot them was about 30 seconds. So I didn't have enough time to shit my pants before I went gun ho on them.
yeah, that's actually, we should just talk about that for a second, because Greg's words were playing in my head a couple of times when things were starting to get serious out there. And, my dad too, same thing. Calm down, Eric. Slow down. I'm like, okay. Calm down, slow down. Get some shit under control. But that whole overthinking versus like, boom, you got to react right now. There's something to be said about that. You're doing military contracts, you're working in the military. The military, there's something to be said about how people that are in service like can respond to something instantly. But if you have time to think about stuff, you're seeing that buck coming from 50, 60 yards away and you're watching him approach. It's a lot of time for stuff to go up.
Yeah.
And your nerves, and then you can maybe calm them back down. But at that point, there's a lot of, what do you guys think? I mean, you watched a buck in its bed the other day.
I think it's about a 2-foot difference on what you're focusing on. Because you watch that buck come in, you're staring at those antlers, thinking about how good they're going to look on your wall. You lose. I'm not kidding, though. This has happened to me.
This is don't shoot the horns. I did a meme about this.
Yeah, this has happened to me where you're already like, yeah, this is going to be great. And you're that little lapse in concentration. And all of a sudden that shot, you forget to pick that spot. But I've also had it where that deer comes in. The buck I shot last year, I got to watch for almost an hour before he gave me a shot. But as he came in the last 40 yards, I just burned a hole in his hide, not on his antlers, but just looking right where I wanted to shoot. So I think seeing him for a while can be good or bad, depending on where your brain is at.
Right.
I like Jesse said, though, those quick ones where they come in and you just don't even have time to think. I like those the best.
That was the one
it's all business, man. It's all business.
Get it done.
It's got to be. And that's why.
How was yours? The one that you got, the big guy on your wall. How did that one go down?
That one was literally like, I saw him coming through the woods. He was working scrapes and rubbing things up and trashing the whole place. And, I saw how big his body was. Didn't look that big. But again, he was probably 50 yards up through, and I was just getting little glimpses of him. So, okay, I know it's a buck, but I can't really see the antlers. And then he kind of turned and picked up and moved his head just a certain way. And I caught light off of his antler, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, and then he kind of turned one more time, and I saw the spread because he looked my direction. I'm like, yeah, come on over, big fella. we're gonna dance. We're gonna have a little party. And he did. He came a little closer, shined up another tree, was going to turn and go the other way. I hit him with a grunt. He didn't hear it. I hit it again. And then he was like, somebody kicked him in the ass because.
You want to come check it out?
Oh, yeah. He was.
Thank God for that grunt, then, huh?
Wasn't putting up with anything over there because he had the whole place tore up with rubs, scrapes. They were all freshened up right as I walked in there. So he came plowing through, and I already had, like, I knew where he was headed and had locked on to an area where I thought he probably will stop. And sure enough, as he was coming through the red brush, I already had my bow out and started drawing, and he had stopped perfect right in between two limbs. And all I did was pick the spot right on the shoulder. I already knew what he was, and I just, like Derek said, you burn a hole in it, you look at it, you lightly squeeze off on the release, follow through, and I watched him die. He's on the wall.
Yep.
You know, I literally watched him take 3 hops, turn around, look, and go, "What the hell was that?" And all of a sudden, on Rubber Leg Street, over he went right into some multiflora rose bush, and it was all over. So
great.
Yeah, 20 minutes, he was done.
So you had a little bit more time with yours. I had almost no time with mine last year.
Mm-hmm.
Heard a bunch of stuff. He emerges. Oh, that's a buck. That's enough for me. That was it. I didn't have any. It's like, all right.
But practicing,
Yep.
I don't mean to sound like every deer doesn't matter, but
they do.
Practicing, shoot deer.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot deer.
Wearing the freaking sweatshirt.
If you haven't shot many deer, start shooting them. Start shooting does. If DNR gives you a tag with, a buck tag and 2 doe tags, why are you not shooting does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're there. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And if you don't start taking more off the landscape, that landscape is going to be very shy on food.
There's no better practice at killing deer than killing deer.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying go out responsibly and shoot deer. Like we hunt up in northern Wisconsin a lot, and like don't go just shooting deer just to shoot deer. But in an area where there's a high deer population down here, I feel like
we have plenty
tons of does. Like there's no better way for a beginning hunter or young hunter to get better at it than to just practice.
You got to experience it.
Yep. And the more you shoot, the better you're going to be.
Jesse's just nodding his head over here. He's like, "Yeah, guys, I'm with you."
Oh, hey, no, you guys are 100% right.
Where's your drink?
I mean, I had kind of a dry spell for a little bit, and
so did I.
And it's one of those things like you just got to take it sometimes. And I mean, so those 3 bucks I shot in 13 months, they all came in by themselves. It's weird. Like it's different parts of the state are. I don't know what it is, but like over in Iowa, you always see like 2 or 3 big bucks always at the same time. And I mean, earlier in the season, like September, of course you're gonna see that. But like even like the nickname for our place up north is called No Deer Ridge. Like for real. Like we don't see shit. Like we have probably half of the sits you'll sit, you won't even see a deer. And our buck to doe ratio is probably 50-50 like the last couple of years, which is not bad. But you got all the 4-corns running around and stuff like that. And if I see a 4-corn, I'm excited as hell. I love watching young bucks do their thing, and I like watching smaller does do their thing. And it's just been weird. We've never seen 2 shooter bucks together. In the same pairing or anything. I don't know if it's just like that's because where we're from or the landscape that we have, because we do have a big huge we hunt on a big huge ridge, like it goes along a roadside all the way down with a food plot on the top and food plot on the bottom, and it's really thick in the middle, and I think it's a spot where big mature bucks like to get away kind of post rut, or that's kind of like their ridge and they run everything else off or what it is. But just like deer numbers, it's not like I said, it's not like hunting Iowa where you see like 40 deer a night or 30 deer a night, just a bunch of does and maybe a couple bucks in there. But if you're lucky to see a deer or 2 or I think the highest number I've ever seen in one sit was a late season food plot hunt last year in January. And I saw 13 deer, and I was like a kid in a candy store. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, even though I had my buck tag filled already. So it was just fun, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, it's crazy stuff.
I'm with you, man. I grew up hunting Nicolay. It's sparse up there, so anytime I see anything, I'm like,
Yeah,
still to this day, I'm in total disbelief that I'm witnessing an actual deer in the wild. I'm like the M&M commercial every Christmas. They do exist.
yeah.
Every time I can't believe it. It's pretty. Although I put my trail cam in a pretty stupid spot, so I haven't got any deer on that yet. A squirrel, a couple branches, another hunter, which is good intel. I'll take trail cam pics of other hunters all day long. Tells me something.
Yeah.
That's not a good spot to be.
No.
Time to move the trail cam.
Time to move the trail camera.
But no, that's good, man. So what's your plan for like this season? Are you coming back up to Wisconsin? Are you hunting in Texas?
Oh, next Wednesday the rotation begins, so I'm pretty excited. I'm like, I'm needing this real bad because I'm an early season hunter. But the thing is, I early season hunt public in Kenosha the last 3-4 years, and it's been awesome. I've seen a lot of deer activity, and that's where like the action over there was pretty good because where I do hunt on those Kenosha sand dunes in the public, there's not a whole lot of late season feed, so there's not a whole lot of late season action around there. Believe me, I've hunted there in January and December, and in 3 years I can't even tell you if I've seen 5 deer after post Christmas or post rifle season. So early season was always really fun there for sure. And then once like October hit, I would head up to Wisconsin, head up to Monroe County a couple weekends before November 1st hit, and I would hunt, and then I would still be hunting public whenever I had a chance in Kenosha. And the rut was always decent down there in Kenosha County, but as soon as like October 20th kind of hit, October 25th, that's when I'm usually up in Monroe County as much as I can. And last year I took off the Sunday the 1st all the way till I think it was the 5th or 6th, the whole week, and I ended up shooting that big 8-pointer on the 1st. So I just ended up going back to work after that and saving my PTO for another time.
That's
so,
back in 4 days, so you can enjoy November.
Right?
Oh, I can't wait. I'm just geeking, like I just can't wait to get in the stand. And it's weird. It's been weird, like I said, I think up in, last year in November 1st, I think up to then I had like 40 sits or something like that, like 35 to 40 sits I had before I got my archery buck last year. And that was just kind of, some of the sits would be an hour. Some of the sits, like I went usually most every weeknight, and at least one day on the weekend or mornings and the weekends, and whenever I had a chance to. And it was good. I saw a lot of deer. Never had an opportunity on like a mature buck until November 1st, but it's fun watching, like, how it is. It's been fun just to watch and just kind of take everything in and just enjoy nature a little bit. But yeah, I got 12 days to kind of get it done. And then I'll be back up to Wisconsin right after about a week or so, after like a Christmas all the way through New Year a little bit. So if I have to do some late season hunting, that's perfectly fine too.
Are you gun hunting up here too in Wisconsin then for the gun opener?
So that's the thing. Like, yeah, if I get an opportunity to hit that second weekend after Thanksgiving, I'll do that. But we'll see. I've always liked muzzleloader season, man, and that's so funny story with the gun hunting thing. So I was like the first kid in the family to shoot a deer, like get a buck when he was young. I was like 11 years old, and I shot a nice like 6-pointer, and I went on a dry spell for like 17 years where I didn't see jack shit. Like I didn't didn't even have an opportunity to shoot a decent, because after like the rule in the family kind of is like, hey, first buck you can shoot whatever you want, and after that it's got to be a little bit bigger, and like I think it was like 16 years or so, and then I finally connected with like a 110-ish class 8-pointer, and then the year after like 100, like around the same size. And then last year was the first ever like real nice mature buck that I shot, and it's actually the biggest buck I ever shot. Inch wise, I don't know. Like I didn't measure them. The only deer I got measured officially was my 8-pointer from last year, and it's only because it ended up going in the like bear and buck record book for like the fourth biggest typical 8-point ever taken in Monroe County. It was pretty big.
Oh,
it was
man.
like 156 inches. Yeah, but that's the only one I've ever really like cared about with inches. But last year it was 170-inch class, like 6-year-old buck that we had on camera for like a million years, like 3 years with no daytime photos, and the neighbors must have bumped him opening day in the afternoon, and all of a sudden there he was, 30 yards. Couldn't think about it, just action, done. So it's crazy.
Jesse, I'm looking at your opening day photo from last year, and I remember seeing it. Like, I don't know when you posted it, if it was on opening day, the 23rd. But I remember seeing it. It's you, and is that a brother or a cousin?
Yeah, yeah. My little brother got one the next morning, and the stand that I was. Yep, and I got sheds from both of them from the year before.
I mean, just those bucks could have been. I mean, those are absolutely beautiful. You got the sheds there. That's incredible.
Oh, like that's just the moment in the I got the canvas like right up here of that photo, and it's just like the coolest thing in the world. It's funny because like my dad shot a big class buck like that like 5 years ago, and it was huge. It was like we've never got one like that before, and
yeah.
I've been wanting him to connect on something, but he was like a kid in a candy store. I've never seen him smile so happy, just because me and my little brother connected that opening weekend. And then I'll post a photo gun season, because like I don't know what it was about this last well, I do kind of know what it was about this last the Wisconsin gun season, because last year sucked. 2019 Wisconsin gun season was terrible because it was so wet and there was a lot of standing corn, and not too many people, at least where I live, like shot a lot of mature bucks or anything. And then this last year, 2020, there was mature deer dropping left and right. I couldn't even believe it. At least in our area, it was crazy.
In the woods, man. I mean, COVID drove a lot of big seller of hunting license.
Normally don't find them.
And it's been kind of sucky because a lot of those opening weekends, when it's like 40 degrees out, like post rut, a lot of those mature deer don't want to do anything, and they don't leave unless they have to move because it's so cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just been kind of it's got to be nice and cold, and the rut, it's got to be the peak end of the rut kind of a thing. And I think that's when a lot of successful gun hunting happens, because there's been some opening weekends when it's like the 27th of November, and it's like
everything's done.
Deer aren't moving at all. It doesn't matter where you are, unless it's like 15 degrees or colder. Like those, it's going to be hard to. I mean, at least where we live, it's going to be hard for them to move to food during daylight hours for sure.
It's true.
I don't know, but that's my 2 cents on it. I don't know. I suck as a gun hunter. That's just like the stone cold truth.
No, but it's interesting what you said, man, about the year before 2019, and no one really getting anything because it was wet. All your corn was on, and then all of a sudden you guys, I don't want to say luck into it, by the sound of it, you don't have a ton of big bucks that usually run through, and then you guys shot 2 giants. Like, more big deer around because less were killed the year before. It's like a perfect recipe. Decent weather, they were.
And like I said, I'm gonna post a photo. I'll post a photo. I'll send it to you guys. So our good buddies from southern Wisconsin that own a farm right down the road, like less than a mile down the road, They only have a 40-acre spot too, and they got 330, 140 inch deer that opening morning too.
A lot of people say
before 10 a.m. Before 10 a.m.
I'll take
It was
luck.
unbelievable.
I'll take that golden
They had
horseshoe
the right
and shove it
stuff.
up, you know.
The right stuff on that property, that's for sure.
And we got a photo with all of them lined up, all 5 of them lined up
Cool.
that weekend. It's just cool moments like that you just got to kind of hang on to, because like that kind of stuff happens once every couple decades, you know. And I definitely, like, with me moving down here, it kind of like just makes that even more special, because I know that at least for a couple of years or however long I'm down here, something like that's not going to happen again for me, for sure.
I can only imagine how happy, your dad's smile in that photo said it all. But now that you're down there, like I got to shoot a buck last year with my dad on opening day, which was the first time we've ever both killed on opening day, and it was
opening gun or opening
gun.
Yeah,
we both got a buck opening day, and it was like neither of them were nearly anything close to what Jesse got, but like it was the funnest day, just hanging out with my dad, like being able to drag him out together and like both sweat our ass off and fall down in the mud and laugh our ass off. Like wouldn't trade it for the world. It was really cool. That's why I looked at your photo and I saw your dad smile, and you guys, it was like, it just felt like that's what Wisconsin gun season is all about.
Wisconsin gun season is about drinking and hanging out with your family and friends, and like deer hunting's always kind of comes second fiddle to that. You always got that uncle that makes it out to the stand at like 9:30 in the morning, and some people like stay in a trailer and they pack in like sardines, and everybody's farting that smells like shit. And
I got the weirdest. I'm debating if I should even tell this story. We used to, I'll just tell it because I don't have my damn mouth. My dad will probably freaking cough up his coffee when he listens to this tomorrow or wherever he is. But you're right about the one uncle. We got one uncle, and he's the one uncle that all the stories are told about. Like, he actually is quite the embodiment of the okayest hunter. He's so okay. Oh my God, here we go. This is like Jeff Foxworthy. He's so okay at hunting. he got treed by a herd of cows crossing a pasture of cows. He's so okay at hunting. This is all real shit. My dad puts up in a tree stand at a swamp edge. My uncle goes in the swamp. My dad watches him the whole time. The whole time he's watching, turns right back around, goes right back to my dad, looks up and goes, "How the fuck did you get over here?" My dad's like, "I've been here the whole time. You dumbass, you got turned around." Like,
he's so okay at hunting.
Oh my God. I got the most okayest story of all time for so our neighbor, they're kind of like, they're just opening weekend hunters and stuff like that. And his old man just wears nothing but blaze orange from head to toe. You know how it is, like the whole jumpsuit and stuff.
The blaze orange one.
There's a trail camera right in front of where he doesn't even sit down. He just stands. So he's standing. He's standing, and his gun's leaned up against a tree that's like 10 yards away, 10 feet away or whatever. 10 feet away, and he's just sitting there, and then you see him, like the trail camera gets him pacing back and forth and stuff. and he drove a 4-wheeler in, like past the camera. He drove a 4-wheeler in past the camera. You see him standing up against a tree, and his gun's leaning up against another tree. And you see him just like smoking, and then just like pacing back and forth. And then around like 9:30, you see him, the 4-wheeler take off, and then all of a sudden, like around 2:00 in the afternoon, you see the 4-wheeler come back in, and then you see him, the gun's up against a tree, and he's pacing, smoking, just kind of hanging out. And then all of a sudden, like 4:30 comes, like literally
prime time,
20 minutes before dark. You see him take off on the 4-wheeler back, and then all of a sudden, right at dark, you see like a nice big 8-pointer walk right in front of the camera. And my buddy Austin showed me this, and it was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I wish I wish he would give me that footage, like those 15 to 20 photos in chronological order, and let me post that, because that would be the funniest thing on the internet, at least on your page, for a long time.
Oh my god.
It's just like, it was like instant classic, almost piss your pants funny. So I'll see this upcoming this upcoming fall if I can get all those photos, because it would just be the most instant gold thing you've ever seen in your entire life. I swear to God.
Less scarring than the story that I was going to tell. So
no, I mean, I'm not. I don't mean to be a one-upper. Like, I really don't.
No.
That was just like the funniest. It was like, in that moment, the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Paces back and forth impatiently, smokes like a chain.
Guns on the wrong tree.
Guns sitting on the tree. Says, "Fuck it, I'm getting back on the four-wheeler. It's too cold. I'm out of here." That was watching him. You can't tell me it wasn't.
The real question is, how many hot packs were sitting where that guy was pacing?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
If he was pacing, he didn't need hot packs.
Oh, he still had them, maybe.
It was some calisthenics, man.
That's here.
Yeah, dude, my buddy. Speaking of hot packs, so I love those things. I have a dash full of them, or like my center console in my truck. But my one buddy, he had like a thing that you actually like lit on fire, and like it was like a metal tin thing, and he put in like a little claw. Like, what the fuck is this? He's like, "Oh, it's my hand warmer." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fire." What are you talking about? You're gonna burn yourself down.
That will warm everything.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Everything warm.
But I've seen those now.
Yeah, I want to go look at your truck now, because I feel like if I open the center console, will there just be spilling
dude,
out
it's
there?
a mess.
That's
but
an Okayest
dig far
like
enough
a
in there.
Dealer, won't you? All these bags,
glove compartment,
bags.
boom.
Yeah. Well, Greg, I saw in your garage you still have the Wisconsin hand warmers in there. You can buy a pack.
Which those were supposed to come here.
You can buy a pack of what the hell's that stuff called? Fireball. And so we bought a pack of it, and I was like, man, this looks like a bunch of freaking hand warmers here. So we made a skit called the Wisconsin hand warmer. We got to bring that to deer camp. I got to bring a pack.
I will make sure you will get it back. I promise. 'Cause I don't want.
Clearly, haven't touched them.
No.
We have one of my buddy's brothers came with us one year, and he got into Fireball, and I think he like hadn't been away from his kids in like too many years.
Crawled into a whole pack of Fireball.
Shit face on Fireball. I was like, we got to go to the store. We got to get more Fireball. Like, dude, we ain't leaving this cabin. Okay, no one is safe to drive. We're not going damn anywhere. He's like, you already have had enough Fireball. You're good to go. He's like, this shit's so good. It tastes like
fired up.
It tastes like the Jawbreaker. I was like, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
calm down. No, my uncle, we stayed at this shitty motel, Delta Inn Motel in Prairie du Chien.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. 5 stars for all the beds.
My dad and I would stay there for, it was just the two of us. And then eventually I had a couple buddies come along. And eventually my one uncle, the one I was talking about, I haven't seen him in years. I think the last time I saw him was at my wedding. And the time before that was hunting. And the time before that was when I was a kid. He's very elusive, right?
We call him the recluse.
I'm not going to say his name out loud, but his name would even fit the character even more. But I'll tell you guys offline. He wakes, and I had a buddy with me, right? So we're in this motel, and I don't know how there's only 2 beds in there, so I don't know how it all worked out. I can't remember. But all I remember is it was a dark 100, and I woke up to my uncle yelling, "Holy shit, I got a pee boner. I haven't had one of these in a decade. Don't tell my wife." I was like, tighty whities. I wake up and I saw too much. What the fuck?
Joking, was he?
What the fuck is going on right now? So, freaking deer camp, man. And also someone drops ass. I'm like, there's just too much shit going on in this room right now.
Yeah, those very, very tight space cabins with like a big wood stove in there.
Oh yeah,
those are bad decisions, because it's either 95 fucking degrees in there, or it's like 25. There's like no in between.
No, there isn't, because my uncle's cabin up in Burnett.
Yeah,
it's not a cabin. It's a trailer put on a block foundation.
Oh yeah,
the trailer that him and my dad swiped out of City Point, out of the middle of the public. It was sitting there in the 60s. They backed up his F-250, hooked it up, and yanked it out of all the weeds.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, there was mouse shit, and there was animals bailing out of that thing as they were down the trail.
It's a mouse hotel.
It was a mouse hotel. So they parked it up on his property up in Burnett, and it's in the middle of nothing but paper company woods. It's Northwoods, and that's deer camp. And then he made like this shitty addition with a roof. So it's like you drive into the property, there's this shack, and then there's like two rounded ends of a frolic trailer coming out of the shack, and a roof built over it. You can tell a Pollock built that son of a bitch.
Oh my god! Is that where you're going this year, Craig?
That's the plan, is to go that way this year.
Take some good photos of that shack.
I have photos
because we're gonna do a feature this season of hunting shacks. I want to see what everyone's got to offer.
So we've had memories in that thing, but like Jesse said, everybody's jammed in there. He's got an old wood stove, and it actually is like an old paper incinerator he pulled out of an apartment in Milwaukee. So it's literally a 55-gallon drum with a heavy top on it.
Oh my god! Yeah, dude, it gets hot. Hot.
And we stoked that thing.
That's
and
like
it's literally 95 freaking degrees, like you're in your shorts. But if you sleep on the floor, it's a balmy 55. Up there, I was sick as a dog, and I'm like, it's way too.
Something's wrong with the air in here.
It's way too fucking hot up on the top bunk.
And top bunk is deadly. Top bunk is deadly.
People have left deer camp because of this. People have left deer camp because of top bunk treatment. I've heard about.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you guys should make a shirt or a sticker about top bunk treatment. It's brutal.
It's brutal. Hot air rises and so do farts, brother.
Yeah. So I got my old man snoring and my uncle snoring. Some gas. This is bullshit. I got a sore throat. I can't breathe through my nose. I'm like, fuck, I'm going down. I'm going to go in front of the wood. I'm going
the paper incinerator.
Yeah, I'm going to go lay in front of I'm going to son of a bitch
breathing in fumes. So carbon dioxide.
I blow up an air mattress. I put it. I don't even think I had an air mattress. I think it was just I swiped the mattress off the top bunk, kicked all the mice out of it and everything, threw it on the floor, rolled out the sleeping bag, and it's like, oh, this is like air conditioning down here. This is nice. But then I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm freaking sweating, but then my head's cold, so I put a hat on, and I'm in there shivering. I wake up the next morning, still got a sore throat, but I don't have the fever anymore. And Uncle and Dad are still, farting and snoring away. It's bad news.
Fired that 1 hour ago.
Oh my God,
literally. I just swallowed scotch down the wrong tube, you guys. It's not okay.
Like it hit you harder than normal.
It wasn't normal.
It just hits different, doesn't
scotch
it?
down the breathing tube isn't
cry,
good.
Eric. You'll be all right.
I'm really struggling here.
Don't cry, Eric.
Damn.
Hey, 1 year, I think I was like 14 or 13 or something, and I slept on a cot in the cabin. And it was just so hot, I kept on like shifting and stuff. And then I was on my stomach, and I went to go shift again, and I put both my hands on like the side rails, and the cot just like collapsed, the whole thing, and it smashed my fucking fingers.
Oh, Jesus!
I was just like, "Fuck!" Hey, that's what I get. Sleeping in a cabin when you're younger and that kind of stuff for deer camp makes you really appreciate everything else later on in life. Like if you can get through deer camp from the age of 12 all the way to the age of like 18, hey, you can make it very far in life, because that's pretty rough situations.
And I wouldn't trade those moments for anything in the world.
No,
not even.
When you're 18 years old and you're going out to deer camp, you're just like, this is gonna fucking suck. You're just like, oh God.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do everything. But everything from like 9 p.m. till like 4 a.m. is gonna be like the worst time of your life.
The jokes and the shenanigans and the pranks. It's like a fire.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, Dad, can I go to bed? And he's just like, no, hey, we're just having a great time. We're drinking, and you're 13 years old, and you're like, well, I guess I'll suck down my 6th sun drop of the night.
You only have so many sun drops, right? Man, I remember being a kid, and back in the day, I'm a little bit older than you, Jesse, but very close. The voicemail, the answering machine on our home.
Oh yeah.
I always knew deer season was coming up because my dad had this buddy named Kevin, who we worked with, who would go up to deer camp, and a week or two before, he'd start calling every day.
Leaving messages on the answering machine.
And it was just the loudest belches you could hear. It would be like 6 huge belches. Hang up. And it would do it every day, like a countdown to deer season. And I'd go in there and I'd play it, and it would be Kevin Belch, and I was like, deer camp's coming.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's about that time, buddy.
Yup.
That's awesome.
Well, and
But
it's
yeah, no, all the deer camp stuff, all that torture that you have to go through, like that's definitely worth it down the line. It makes you invest in something nice to stay in, or at least a little different.
It makes me excited about the beer camp shirts that we got, to be quite honest.
Those are awesome. I do like all the designs that you guys put out for sure. And yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Hey, that's just cool stuff, you know. But that's like real freaking Wisconsin though, like 110%. You know, like I'm surprised that those haven't like just sold out the Yahoo yet.
They have not.
Give it another month.
We're not here yet or what, but I'm all about it, man. I'm wearing beer camp like I'm loud and proud.
Let me bring 80
of course I am.
Let me bring 100 of those shirts to Mike's Super Value in Townsend before opening weekend. They'll
sell.
Hey, we're going to be at that trade show, you know, so we'll see what happens. That'll be a real testament to see who knows of us or who wants to. I don't freaking know. I've never done a trade show, but a lot of folks that have done them swear by them. And
you guys will be just fine. I swear to God. I think that is definitely a spot where if you get a booth or something, like if you three are there, just kind of shooting the shit, like you guys will do just fine. I'm sure like blue collar people and everybody just gonna love you to death. You know, it's just kind of a comical thing, and it's something that people live by. You know, like they see Okayest Hunter and they kind of giggle, but they're like, that's the stone cold truth right there, brother. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Did you listen to last week's episode? Speaking of wrestling,
no,
we had a former WWE superstar on the show.
Oh yeah, I saw that on there. No,
like, wow, how do we do this? She was great.
So cool. Hey, you should have had me on. We got the sunglasses on. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you something.
Little Randy Savage.
So funny story. For 7 straight years, before like 3 years ago, so
for Halloween
and everything, I was a different variation of Randy Savage every year for Halloween, and it was the coolest thing in the world.
That's freaking awesome.
If I ever hit rock bottom, I'm going to Vegas and I'm going to be Randy Savage on Las Vegas Boulevard.
You need to hit rock bottom to make that happen.
I will be a success.
I think you need to that's going to just happen regardless.
Dream big, buddy.
Whether it's rock bottom,
cool.
You're making it happen, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I really thought it out, so it's fine.
For a couple of years for Halloween, I went as dead people. So I went as like, who's that dude that sold OxyClean?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
The year he died, I went as Billy Mays. I got
Billy Mays here.
I shoved a bunch of powdered sugar in the OxyClean container and I rubbed it on my nose. And then, it was pretty bad. And then the year before that, I went as Steve Irwin, and then like my buddy dressed up as a giant stingray and like he killed me a couple times.
You ever see the South Park where Steve Irwin shows up to like Hell's costume party and he has a stingray through him? They're like, oh man, too soon because it just happened. He's like, no, it's really me. Stupid shit, man.
Chase each other down the street, and then he's flapping his stingray wings, and I literally tripped. I like fucking ate shit, and he like didn't know that I wasn't faking it, and he jumped on top of me, started stabbing me with the fucking stinger. I was like, no, dude, I'm fucking hurt.
Dude, that's how it really happened. That's how it really happened.
The worst thing that happened, someone asked, so then we switched up the next night. I went as a stinger, and he went as Steve Irwin. So then I went to take a picture, and I flew my arms out, right? Oh, I think I froze. I flew my arms out, and
did your pants fall down?
Yeah, there we go. I flew my arms out and I punched some chick in the face on accident. So that her boyfriend starts kitty punching me, and I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't see behind me. I was like, "You guys are getting punched."
You're like, Steve Irwin.
And this chick, I look back, and this girl's holding her face. I was like, "Oh shit!" It was such an accident. But the guy thought I like jacked his chick. It was bad.
Just
bad news.
The whole very unpredictable.
Fuck whitetail. I'm on stingrays.
Fucking stingrays.
Oh, that's a 140 class right there.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so I had to give up the Randy Savage lifestyle on Halloween for the rut, you know. So I had to make a sacrifice. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know,
Get out the Slim Jims, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, the first year I was him, I had a bunch of Slim Jims.
Thank God.
So it was great. But
A lot of
no,
hard
it's fun stuff, you know. But yeah, I don't know how we got to this point. But I'm happy that we did.
Doesn't matter.
It is the Okayest Hunter podcast, so things will get derailed.
Shoot
Oh,
deer,
100%.
whatever. This is great. So yeah, I mean, what's your okayest moment?
Well, shit. I think my okayest moment was just basically like sitting on my ass every opening and second weekend for 17 years and not seeing and not seeing a shooter buck during rifle season.
Just never.
You know, it's just kind of like, and then like you see your buddy that goes out and he's like big city guy that hunts once a year on opening weekend and shoots a monster, and you're just like, the fuck, you know, and you just kind of shake your head, but it's all fun. Like after you connect and you kind of like, it's all about just the camaraderie of like hanging out with the family, like I said, and all those moments that you won't forget. And like, like I said, like last year was like of something that's never going to happen again, most likely. But it's I'm glad that it did, and
got a rebel in it.
Like I don't think I've really had I would have to like go back way. Okayest moment. I shot. I got two bucks here. Actually, I'll grab. So I shot this guy.
That's not an okayest moment. What's happening?
No. But I shot him off an 8-foot step ladder in the middle of a field. So that's pretty okay.
That counts. I guess I just counted.
How
double
many beams
beam.
do you need? Jesus.
Yeah, no, he only has 3 beams, but
in a code thing.
I hate odd numbers.
I was in college. And I hunted in Illinois, and I hunted this state park. And there was no trees to hang a tree stand in at all. Like everything was just big around. So I got an 8-foot A-frame ladder, and I just spray painted it, and I put it up against the bush, and I straddled it.
Those things aren't good. That's a good idea.
And
why the hell not?
I shot 2 bucks, and that one that's right here, wow. right there. That buck right there got shot off him too. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. So both those deer came off of McDonough County, Illinois, off an 8-foot A-frame ladder.
Ladder is your deer stand. You might be an okayest hunter. That's more Jeff Fox.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. I thought at the time I was like a super genius, but
well, you might be.
Apparently I was.
I think you throw a pic on the Mobile Hunters page and see what they think of that.
Oh yeah. Hey, I am part of that. I am part of that, and some of the stuff is just like, well, today, like guys like adjusting their bifocals, they're like, well, today I put an extra camo duct tape wrap on my sticks, and what do you think about this?
I switched from metal washers to Teflon to save 0.1
to save the earth. I had to save 0.2 pounds on my mobile setup.
And they have a scale. They take a picture of the scale while they're weighing it. To prove it.
Oh my god! What's that movie? Meet the Millers. You guys do mobile hunting? You guys?
But hey, it is funny though. Like,
yeah,
I it's one of those things where I see people post that stuff, and it's like they have like a $900 mobile setup, and it's like, what the fuck, man? So you can carry 5 less pounds, you know, like, and it's funny, and they have everything like set up all fucking neat, and it's just like, look at my spread. It's like,
well, you kind of.
I'm not gonna. Honestly, I've saddle hunted before, and it is super like, it's prime. It's pretty cool, you know, like just the angles you can have, just mobility. And just be stable with a compound is on point compared to just a regular lock-on stand. But there's cool stuff and everybody has their own thing. And if you want to spend $1,200 on a mobile setup, that's cool. I don't give a shit. No,
Right.
I'll shoot it off an A-frame ladder. You know what A-frame ladders get you?
Tagline, I'll
Yeah,
shoot it.
you get that right there.
8-frame ladder that I found on the side of the interstate.
It's off the back of this truck, and that's my stand. You should
Yeah.
take a picture.
Hey, you see that?
I operated the Teflon on this A-frame.
Yeah, and I even had a shoulder sling for it too. It was pretty badass. You know, so
That's like
Hey.
next level. You should post
Oh,
it on Mobile Hunters United and
yeah,
the B.
hey,
Tag us in it too, so we can kill them all with kindness.
Was that an aluminum ladder? So isn't it lightweight?
yeah, it was aluminum.
There's
Yep.
aluminum.
Oh,
So
perfect.
all right, old school.
100%. Yep. It's one of those things. Hey, and I was so stable. You know, like it was.
You
It
didn't
was
even
perfect.
wrap it in stealth strips, so when the cattails hit it, it doesn't make noise.
No, I'm good. I like the noise. You know?
You got to give them a chance.
Curiosity.
This is some hunting douche content right here.
Totally.
Yeah. So on that A-frame, the best would have been if I was on that A-frame. I was on that A-frame and I have like a 180-inch set of antlers, and I was just rattling the fuck out of them. That'd be the coolest thing ever. But
And you rake them up and down the rungs of the ladder.
and that was a time when I was in college. I didn't play the wind or anything. I was just like, oh, hey, there's some deer sign. I'll set up right here. I don't care what happens. You know, like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's blowing. I don't know.
Yeah.
That used to be me up
Yeah.
until 2 years ago. I really didn't understand it. And the other day, I was talking to my dad. I was like, Dad, the winds. He's like, well, what's the wind do? I was like, well, it's blowing from west
right.
to east.
It's blowing from my
And then
right.
he's like, so that's a western wind. I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm telling you what it's doing. Why do you got to correct?
Hey, I'll tell you. So, one product that I do use religiously, no matter what, and it works every time, is nose jammer.
Oh,
Nose
Dad,
jammer-
put on the nose jammer.
is the shit. I don't care what anybody says. I swear by it, and I use it every time I go in the woods.
I use the nose jammer every time I go hunting with me. It smells like vanilla.
What do you do
Oh
with
yeah,
it?
I don't mind the smell. It smells better than my fucking BO, you know.
Yep.
So that's fine. If
What do
that's what deers make, if that makes deer go,
Dude,
well,
nose jammer, if you're single, like you put that on in the bar and the chicks will come to you.
Really?
I'll try it.
Jesse
Okay,
started
no.
using-
Yeah.
The does will come to you.
Yeah. Fuck deer hunting. Just Widow's Weekend, put some nose jammer
You'll
and
have
walk into the
does with
bar.
different area codes.
There we go.
You use nose jammer. You might not be in the woods opening weekend.
Dude,
You
just
might be
replace
at the bar.
Axe
At the bar.
deodorant with nose jammer on any of those commercials. And that's
Hey, dude, they've already came up with every scent. Anyways, like they have one that's called like Elkhorn or some bullshit or Elkmaster. There's a hunting douche post about it, and it's like.
I'm in a dispute with, if anyone's wondering what's going on right now, I'm in a dispute with Old Spice because they claim they're the elk master.
Yeah, it's called like Elkmaster or something. I honestly, I really want to see what that smells like. That's probably like, it smells like pure sport.
He said the other day, he's like, what's your, hey, I'm signing a scent contract deal. I'm going to make a new scent product. What are you going to call it? And we commented, we're going to call it nothing because it's so good.
Hey, you guys should make one just called the Okayest scent. Like Okayest scent shit, and just put a big ass buck on it, and I'll walk by, and I'll be like, I'll take some of that. It's like, is that what you get if you use this stuff? Well,
Yeah.
that's 180. That's a 180-inch deer on that deodorant stick.
What do you
I'm
think?
pretty sure it works.
180 centimeter deer.
Who's counting? It looks cool on the
Yeah,
wrapper.
that's cool. Thanks for coming on the show with us tonight, man. We appreciate it. This is a good
Hey,
time.
you guys are the shit. You guys are very, very cool. But yeah, hey, anytime you guys want to chat, like I got tons and tons of stuff to talk about. So
You'll be a
don't
repeat.
be afraid.
You're
Hey,
passing.
don't be afraid. Hey, we'll definitely try to make this happen again in the future. You know, this is fun stuff. This is fun stuff.
And if you're passing through, man, you feel free to hit us up. If it works out on a Tuesday and you're in the area, we would love to have you in studio too. It'd be a lot more
Hey,
fun.
where are you guys located?
Oconomowoc.
Okay, that's not too far. Like I'm from, like if I'm in the Kenosha area,
Not
that's
far.
not just a
About an
stone
hour
kick away.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're about an hour out.
Dude, you
So-
guys are like in fancy suburb area, man.
Shh.
You guys
Yes.
are high rollers, dude.
I'm in the yeah, my wife on that. Derek's
But-
got a trek home tonight to
I'm
West
up in
Bend.
West Bend. Yeah.
Hey, West Bend's nice too. I've been up there.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
shit.
Don't
Well,
come killing my big bucks up there.
tell us.
Hey, I'll keep you guys updated, 100%, and yeah, like I said, much appreciated. You guys you're awesome. You guys have a great page, great following, and just keep on building that. I think a lot of people kind of recognize and kind of fall into that Okayest Hunter kind of mold, and I think they embrace it, and I think it's awesome. And I think a lot of people think the same way I do. I think the world of you guys. So just keep on doing what you're doing, man. You guys are great.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
And before we let you go, just tell people where they can find you, and include Tailgate Outdoors in that too.
Oh yeah. So I've been kind of away from my Instagram kind of launch page, and it's called Tailgate Outdoors, and so it's tailgate_outdoors. And what I like to do on that page is I basically just search Instagram for tailgate photos because of like people that shoot turkeys, any kind of species, and because I think everybody that's harvested an animal has had like a tailgate moment with their friends, family, and had a couple drinks around it, and it's just kind of a cool page, and it's just I like to share those memories with people. I've kind of been slacking ever since I moved to Texas. I've been trying to get everything done around here and with my own page. But yeah, Tailgate Outdoors is just a cool way to express your love for the outdoors, whether it's fishing or hunting. And yeah, just exploring that kind of stuff. I like shed hunting and stuff like that. Like anything that includes the tailgate, sitting down, having a couple beers, enjoying it with your friends and family. That's what I like to help post and help get all that information out to the world and all those moments out to the world.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm just checking it out now. Just followed the page and tons of turkey on there. It's awesome.
Yeah. So like that's like the last time I kind of was on it was turkey hunting season. And like I said, I really search hard, and I ask people permission if I can post their stuff on my page and stuff. And a lot of times they love it and follow the page. And I'd like to keep on building it. If it doesn't get any bigger, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But if it keeps on getting bigger, that's cool. Like I said, I like showing off people's happiness and showing off people's experiences with their friends and family and tailgate moments for sure.
You got the right mentality, man. That's why you're a good guest for tonight.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff.
It's good shit. Well, everybody that tuned in, thanks for hanging out live with us and commenting and all that stuff. No callers, so screw all you guys that can't call. I'm just kidding.
In all seriousness, we love seeing the comments, and we've got our core following, don't we? We know who our friends are.
Yep, we sure do. No, everyone that shows up, we appreciate a whole bunch.
We love it when new people show up and keep on giving us the positivity and love that we're getting.
It's good stuff. Well, I'm going to end the live stream. Jesse, hang out with us for a minute here. We'll chat, and everybody have a good night. This will be in podcast land, I don't know, a couple hours or something, however long it takes me to do it. So, never pass.
See ya.
Don't forget your release.
Don't forget.
See ya.
Good luck.